Is there anything that spooks you more than that? Like a common fear, perhaps? Like, I would much rather deal with heights than the thought of being out in like open ocean.
Oh,
if I'm out in open ocean and there's like a gun next to me, I think I take the easy way out. Like I can.
We're hanging on.
I would absolutely panic. Like I would be hyperventilating. Like the thought of not being able to see land and being in a boat or in water, and then all of Satan's minions below, like waiting to eat. I'd rather climb Everest. I'd rather be lost in the woods in those that demonic Japanese forest. I'd rather live there.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
I'd rather be the tour guide of like check out Hikoro. Fresh, like
I love that situation. I think it's really cool to be like in the ocean and not see land and swim around. Like that
shocks me. That is the scariest thing I can imagine.
I could float around, but thalassophobia I couldn't do. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but like
we know
that is okay.
Fear of the deep and the unknown.
That's not an irrational fear. That's an acknowledgement.
And the visuals that correspond with it are very triggering. When you see like one of those underwater caves where you just got like a round opening and the water is just crystal clear blue and you can see 450 feet down to the bottom, and it's like, man, jumping in this feels like killing myself almost. It's so deep, it's unnerving. The roiling waves of a stormy open sea are one of the most powerful things that you can visualize at a whim. When you see those giant waves and those those ships crash headlong into them, it's so incredible.
That's problematic.
I love those videos.
I love the videos. I've been in those seas on a cruise ship, but just like big shit that like I don't know if it went over the nose like the best of the videos do, but it like way towards the nose, way up in it. The windows on the side, like my cabin was normally like up and you could see out the windows, but as the waves came by, now we're underwater. Right now the waves are covering and your room is below the sea, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like I was happy with that situation. I went out to the deck to get sprayed and everything. Like,
you ever seen this? There's a movie. It's called the original is called The Poseidon Adventure. The remake in 2006 with Kurt Russell is called Poseidon. The premise is that a cruise ship is hit by a rogue wave and it flips upside down.
I've seen this. This movie fucking blows.
It'll be better the way Kyle tells it.
Yeah, tell it. You'll redeem this.
He will.
Cruise ship flips upside down, right? And obviously it's flooding the ship. And so they're making their way upside down to the bottom of the ship. They've got to head up. Up is down now, right? So like things don't work the same way. So we're going through elevator shafts and water's always coming up. And Kurt Russell is at this time, he's still like muscular, like dad Kurt Russell. Like he can handle some business, you know what I mean?
From Soldier.
Like I don't think he's got quite the Soldier physique. Took an entire year. Like he got proposed that movie and he was like, I need a year to get in shape for that. And he did. He came looking good. He didn't get all roided up or anything like Hugh Jackman, but he got an impressive physique. I love Soldier. All right, well, if you're gonna shit on Poseidon, then I won't tell the story anymore. But it's interesting.
I was listening.
Oh, that's it. You know, they got to work their way up to the. That's the premise. Capsized, upside down, cruise liner.
I don't understand the end game in this because you're trying to get out of the ship, right? Ideally, you'd stand.
It's never going to flip back over.
But if you work your way to the bottom of the ship, it's like little known fact. There's a trapdoor on the bottom of the ship to get out. There's
rescue crews are coming. Rescue crews are obviously coming because a cruise liner's capsized. Like they're coming. They're going to be cutting holes in the bottom, like at Pearl Harbor. That's what happened. You had maybe the Arizona. There were guys down there alive for days in the Arizona. That's real sad stuff. They're just down there in that blackness.
And
they cut some of them
to save them. I guess
they cut some of them out. Some of them they weren't able to get to.
Is your fear surrounding the sea and the deep to do with creatures? Because I would happily swim in like a 1,000,000-foot deep Great Salt Lake or Dead Sea where nothing lives there. Like that would not bother me one iota. As long as there's not waves to like drown me.
Yeah,
it's the creatures of the deep that's scary.
It's not just the creatures of the deep. it's like the unknown part. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what could be down there or out there, especially in a storm. Like I imagine everything goes down below the storm, but like I just imagine like some demon fish down there. It's like, oh look, a human. He's in the storm. Let me terrorize him. Maybe the devil himself just sees me up there, wants to fuck with me. It's a huge
Oh,
fear
yeah.
that something's gonna grab
Dude, when
me
I
by
was
my
in
foot,
the
pull me down.
when I was in the Lake of the Ozarks, when I was like 10 years old, and I was like knee boarding or whatever, and like I fell off and I was bobbing in the Lake of the Ozarks, which is fucking not clear water. And like I felt something like suction on my foot and then go away, and it scared the absolute shit out of me. Like I was so scared sitting there waiting for the little boat to turn around and pick me up that stuck with me. Like I remember like telling my brother, I'm like,
dude,
something grabbed me, something sucked on me.
Are there things that you did?
Emotional
Are there things
damage?
Can you think of any things you did when you were a little bit younger, or maybe even a kid, that you're like, I would never do that now because that is so scary or dangerous? Like, can you think of anything? Because I'm thinking right now, and this wasn't even that long ago. When I was at that lake house in Gumlog, I had these two ladies down by the lake, and I would jump in. We were all in the water off my dock, and it was nighttime in muddy Lake Hartwell water. And, you know, the dock's there, we're floating in the water. Like you put your hand on the side of the dock, you know, and you can kind of tread water, and we're all just hanging out there, like getting kissy or whatever. And I would swim down, and it was like multiple strokes, right? Like the water changes temperatures twice and you get to mucky, muddy silt. And then I would come up slowly, letting my like air bring me up so that I could grab them and scare them, basically. I'm thinking about that now. I don't want to swim down there. I don't want to swim down there, dude. Fuck. What if I get, I don't want to swim down there anymore. I'm scared thinking now, like, why did you swim down there?
Have you
got a snapping turtle?
How often have you gone to
realistically, the
lakes?
worst thing would be a gar. You know?
Yeah, those are gross.
That's what happened to me. Similar to Taylor, I was tubing in like Lake Altoona, I think, in Georgia, or kneeboarding, whatever. And we got off, and then I got one of these little clear inflatables, and I was just kind of paddling around the shore. And one of those alligars comes up and just looks at me under the fucking tube. And I scream like a girl. My parents are on the boat looking at me. They're like, "What's going on?" And I thought at the time it might have been like a legit alligator, because I didn't understand the concept of alligator at the time.
Yeah.
Zach, show us an alligator gar.
Well, they're mean looking fish.
They're trash fish.
Yeah.
Normally, yeah.
What'd you call it? A trash?
I don't think you.
Well, they
them.
eat garbage on the bottom. So
I've seen them with bigger teeth than that.
Yeah.
Like
they eat
thicker
fish.
teeth. They do. I thought they did. I thought
Any
they
fish with teeth like that.
It's not going to do much to a person, though. Like it'll
No,
cut you,
but it's scary to see, and I don't want to encounter it 12 feet deep or 15 feet or wherever the fuck
You're
it
in
was.
his
they follow
world.
you. They're curious.
Yeah.
fish. They followed me around. I was paddling. It followed me for a good 15 minutes after I screamed. Just is weird.
And
That
the fact
looks
you have
more
no
bitch-
domain, no ability to like
All right, so this
traverse
is-
the water like everything else can.
Yeah.
This is more what I was like afraid of than that previous thing.
Yeah, I've swam with like hundreds of wild dolphins. Or I can't tell the difference between a dolphin and a porpoise, but you know, one of those. And there's a certain like, fuck. You know what's going to happen in this situation? Whatever they choose. That's how this goes down. Me versus 200 dolphins. My will is inconsequential.
Oh, 100%. Like imagine all the dolphins laying on like a football field. You're gonna run for 1,000 yards if you want. Like that's the same equivalent.
I will be the NFL's leading rusher if the other team is all dolphins.
Just kicking him in the face as you run by, just running over.
Stiff arming fucking flipper.
The worst sport, everyone hates it. It's a dolphin football. It wasn't asked for. No one requested it.